Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
周囲のインタラクト可能な。こういうことか。これで、なんか不思議なところが見れるってこと？ここか？
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
エジプト暗号いいね。お、新聞あるじゃないか。外来植物の目録。バーンズ店の机にあった外来植物の目録。永遠の愛を主張する永遠の植物と書かれてる。それがなんかサボテンと関係あったりするの？なんかサボテンの花言葉とか？お金出しっぱだけど大丈夫か？あとどこだ？意外とこの視点暗いんだよね。ちょっと一回戻るわ。このむずっ。ここか。違うんかい。聞こえません。聞こえてるやろ。お、はしご？
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
50分の25。あ、待って、他にも何かあるってこと？バーンズが、これはもう終わったな。奇妙な行動をとっている理由は、うわー！これ何？使い込まれている宇宙食、私物であることがわかる。私物であることがわかる。取ってる理由は、取ってる理由？待って。まだ見落としてるところがどっかあんのかな？とか。いや、ないな。あ、びっくりした。ワトソン君ちょっとびっくりするからやめて。
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
特にこれがあるわけじゃないから。じゃあやっぱ、あれで、謎解けるの？謎が解けるの？観察結果、関連文書と証言。バーンズがなんか加担はしてるんだろうと思うのよ。だから奇妙な行動をとっている。何か後ろめたいことがあるから。 いや、やっぱここが関係してて、ここか？違うんだ。目録か？あ、消えた。関係なかったってこと？じゃあスコットランド市と、あ、スコットランド市と、ここか？待って、どんどんなくなっていく。待って、わかんない。関係なかったってこと？もう全くわかんない。しかも選択しなくなっちゃったし。もう一回見れる？もう終わってるから見れない。
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
これは
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
違うのか。証拠が足りないってこと？もしかして。あ、なんかあるあるある。こんなところにもあったか。本じゃない。あ、
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
任務完了とともにあ、
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
即席の台。あとどこだ？どこだ？あ、どこだ？
The finest view London has to offer.
ここがつながるってこと？待って、わからん。マイクロソフトも連絡時刻でしてる。バーン氏が測る。あ、これでここか？暗号の本か？あ、それであれか。鼻の下にあったやつか？これは合ってるの？これは合ってんだ。踏み台？いや、関連と証拠が足りない。関連と証拠が足りない。まだ足りないんだ。まだ足りない。ちょっと待って。この人の話しかけてみる。あ、新聞。違う。 ここの景観のこと気にしてたよね。この人が仲間？あ、あるじゃない、あるじゃない。
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
あ、サボテンがある。
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
あるじゃないか、あるじゃない
Familiar
か。
spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
あとはなんか、あ、
Pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
これで揃ったかな。
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
観察してみよう。彼女は何か知ってるんでは。化粧をしている。おしゃれか悲しみを隠すため。視線を避けているのか、注意が散漫なのか。これはもしかしてお前敵か？亡き夫のあいつ、花屋の仕事に適さない。はあはあはあ。こいつ偽物じゃね？店に来てから履き替えた。店に来てから履き替えた。悲しみを乗り越えようとしてる。いや、嘆き悲しんでるんじゃね？なんとなく。
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh,
Chica no.
no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
あ、違うの。
Lesson we all learn, one way
ご
or
めんね。
another.
なんか証拠を提示する。あ、これ。
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
おお。バラであるか。あ、バラ。いや、まだ証拠を提示するがあるんだ。これがさっき見たから。あ、窓際の枯れたバラ。
Flowers in barn shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
視線外したな。視線外したな。お前なんか知ってるべ。これでこれじゃん。嘘。これか。知らねえの。嘘。
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
も
I
うこ
don't
じゃ
know
知って
anything
る？
about this, sorry.
もうわからん。
Are you familiar
バーン
with
ズさん。
Mr.
おうお
Barnes?
う。
Yes, no, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
これで証拠全部揃った。一回中入ろう。犬、でも犬もなんか関係してんのか？いや、犬はもうなさそうだな。新しい証拠が増えてる。多分これは合ってるとして、休憩室、それに、休憩から持ってきたらすでにサボテンが置いてあった。花屋のじゃあやっぱりこれかな。あ、違う。あ、踏み台と繋がってんだ。じゃああと、証言だけだからこれじゃね？待って、こっちが合ってんの？こっちやっぱり。恋してる。枯れた花を受け、花屋であるフレミング夫人に注意引こうとしている。花は見かねた夫人が水やりに受験食べるように店を取れずようにし、単に必死になってがどちらか。バーンズは身分を隠し、机の下の目録で注文したサボテンを夫人に送った。贈り物としては疑問符がつくが、目録で不老不死の主張とされるサボテンは彼にとって永遠の愛の象徴なのだろう。このサボテンがベーカー町 221B でレストランと紙の上で近くのものであるのは明らかだ。バーンズに説明を仰ぐとしよう。はあ、ただ単純にそういうこと？
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
バーンズさ
Mr.
ん。
Barnes, I know what you did, and I know
言い
why
方
you
よ。
did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
フレミ
You
ング
ordered
さ
a
ん。
cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
めっちゃ動揺しとる。めっちゃ動揺しとるやん。あとは、
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone,
大丈夫、大丈夫、言わない
including
から。
Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then. So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
言い方よ。もうちょっといい言い方あったべ。まあ
As
教えてあ
in
げよう。
most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with
So,
the
so.
obtruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
お前なんで持っていったな。なんで持っていったな。なんで持っていったな。これは魔導書を読んでもらうしかないかな。港で小石かな。爆発事故が発生。ロンドン港周辺の住民は昨夜突然爆発音で目を覚まし、爆発と赤いのろしに怯えることとなった。ヨーロッパへ渡航中の夕方帰省寄港し、第3追悼中にモスクワ内部で複数の爆発が発生したのである。事件に関する湾岸当局の公式発表はなく、事件当時に乗船していた人間がいたかは不明である。目撃者の証言では、川に漏出しているようだ。しかし事件現場は閉鎖され、作業員や一般の立ち入りを禁止されている。事件の詳細がすべて明らかになるには時間を要するだろう。
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
おー、頑張れよ。
let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
払っといて。まあ、これはあれかな、チュートリアルって感じかな。操作の仕方みたいな。
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
ワトソンく
Stenwick is
ん。
just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
ワトソンくんいい仕事してくれるじゃない。こっちね。でどちら？ここか。ここかな。あ、ヤードがいる。
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
な
Why
ぜ
has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahir breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
他にも
Have
失
there
踪者
been
が
other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. When life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
まずキミヒアの特
Tell
徴
me
は
about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your
いつ
servant?
頃
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
おとといキミ
May
ヒア
I
の
see
部屋
your
は
servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
逃げた理由になんか心
Is
当たりが
there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
キャベツって前にも
I
逃げた
take
こと
it
は
this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
何か盗みま
Did
した
Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to
だよ
Sergeant
ね
Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
なるほどね。とりあえず彼は別に所持金を持っていたわけでもないんだ。かといって何かを盗んでいったわけでもない。何これパン